I mean, it's just, Bill Cosby. It just, the list goes on and on. Again, I don't want to sit here and just, rattle off my resume, but if anyone's interested in my credits, they should go to imdb.com, and you will see a snapshot of my dance career.
I did.
And, so I understand choreography. I am now educated. I went back to school. I eventually graduated from AFI, American Film Institute. It's a prestigious postgraduate university. I graduated as a directing fellow. So I'm a writer now. I'm a writer and an educated school director.
That is so cool.
Film director.
A Talcott kid, spent a little time at Wells, learned how to shoot pool at the Boys and Girls Club, and AFI educated. That is a killer resume. The one thing that I would admit on your resume that I had not seen, and I read about this thing, Breakin versus Crumpin'?
Yeah, I produced that with my friend.
I'm going to have to look for that. Because
Breakin versus Crumpin', the premise of it is, I have some people who go, hey, breaking is better than crumping. They didn't get the point. The point of that production was not to find out who was better than anyone, because I'll tell you, I've been dancing for quite a long time. As I stated before, it's been 40 years, and professionally, and although I tried and I tried and I tried, I have never been able to be better than anyone. But I tell you what I've been able to do. I've been able to be better than myself. I've always been able to top myself year after year after year. And I've always applied myself 100%. And because of that consistency and the dedication to my work, I've been able to attain certain levels of success that most only dream of. Now, that's true, but that doesn't necessarily make me better than them. It just means that my level of commitment may be higher than theirs. And so in the film, Breakin versus Crumpin', the idea is, the premise is this group of beat boys more in alignment to the ideal form of b-boying versus tie-dyes and those guys who are crumpers. And in my estimation, on that day, that the crumpers, in my opinion, brought more to the table than the other one. That didn't mean that they were better, is that their level of commitment was higher.
I'm literally going to have to look for that, because I saw that movie title, and I'm like, I don't ever remember this, but I remember Crumpin' because it was like the big ATL thing, and it was more of an attitude dance. It was dancing with an attitude as opposed for, it almost didn't even look like it was fun. It just looked like it was a fight, except it was dancing.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I wish you could have been there, because it didn't really come across like it was live. It was pretty intense.
Well, before we go, Adolfo, I'm gonna say a couple more things because I know that time is running out on us. Did you ever take a look at when Shaquille O'Neal did his thing with the Jabberwockies? And then what was your impression of that?
No, I did not see it.
It was the NBA All-Star Game, probably several years ago, and the Jabberwockies had won this big dance competition on TV, so they were the latest thing. And here comes Shaquille O'Neal, 7'2", 300 pounds, and you should have seen it. If you've not seen it, that's fun.
No, I know that Shaquille O'Neal sees himself as a dancer. I did a television special with Shaquille O'Neal, and it was called the Shaqtacular television special for Universal Studios. And Shaquille O'Neal is a big fan of mine, and he made an odd request. He wanted me to come to his house. He said, "You got to do it. I want you to come to my house." I was like, "Okay." He says, "I just want to sit and watch Breakin with you." I was like, "Okay." So
did you ever have that sleepover?
And I never did it, but it was just an odd request. But he did start locking for me.
No, I'll tell you, for a big guy, and now for a 40-year-old guy, that guy has so much energy and he has so much fun, and it was actually fun to watch that little piece of footage during the All-Star thing. You can't critique it because you haven't seen it, but if you do, I think you'll get a kick out of it. And then the other thing that jumps out at me, we talked earlier about the former director of the Union League Boys and Girls Club getting the street named after him. right in front of the club, which is a great honor. But Don Cornelius had a street named after him right outside the studios of the Channel 26 WCIU, and you and Don Cornelius had a history because you had done appearances on Soul Train. So when you think about Don Cornelius, what goes through your mind?
Oh man, one of the greatest people I've ever met. He was this great guy all around and very important in the street dance culture. I mean, he provided a forum for, inner city kids to express themselves. I went on the original show in Chicago, and then so I went on the one here in Los Angeles. So I'm an original Soul Train gang member, and then he invited us back as one of the lockers, and then I made another appearance on Soul Train, the first ever dance soloist that was invited to Soul Train as a full-fledged guest star to appear on the show. No other dancer has ever done that. We've all danced on there. Let's say not all of us, but a few of us have been selected to dance on there as groups, like the Lockers. We were the first ones. We did, I think, 3 appearances. We judged a dance contest in one of those appearances where we judged Sweetness. Sweetness was in the dance contest.
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton, yes, the late Walter Payton, the late great Walter Payton was in the dance contest. And then later, some decade or so later, the Electric Boogaloos were invited to perform on the show. But again, I was the only one to come on as Shabba Doo as a solo artist and dance on the show as a guest star.
Well, and I, never having met Don Cornelius, just watched him on TV and the specials and whatnot, he always seemed genuinely interested in the dancers and genuinely interested in the people who were on their shows. And so he didn't have to give interview time for people, but he did. He didn't have to sit in the crowd and talk to the dancers, but he did. So it wasn't just a celebrity star thing. I think the stars seemed to be the ones who were on the dance floor.
Yeah. He knew that the stars of the show were the dancers. He knew that.
And the whole Soul Train line, do you have any story as to how that actually started? Because it almost seems to me like it was something that, oops, and then it blew up.
Oh, no. He started the Soul Train line in Chicago.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. Because, that's at every wedding you go to now.
Huh?
That's at every wedding you go to now.
I know.
You go to a wedding, there's a Soul Train line. And there you are, 1979 with the Silvers, doing the Soul Train line.
And I did the other one even before that. I've been going on the Soul Train line since circa 1971 or 72.
Wow. Well, this has been such a great conversation. I appreciate the fact that you've given me more than an hour of your time just to kind of touch base with your hometown. Do you ever get back or maybe to visit?
No, I plan to go there, and there's been some talk about me visiting Chicago and providing some of my workshops, my master workshops and seminar, to conduct a seminar in Chicago, which would be great to hold it at Talcott again.
Well, that would be. The school's still there.
Or somewhere like that place. And who knows, maybe one day in the future I'll have my own street in Chicago.
That would be cool, because I'm telling you, I started off an hour ago talking about you being a hero to so many and a legend to so many, and it's absolutely true, because you were able to do things that a lot of people can just dream of. But for a kid that went to school on Ohio and Walcott Street to get to Hollywood and do the things that you've done and work with the people that you've worked with, that would be a loaded question too. Do you get a kick more out of working with the kids that go to your academies and training sessions, or do you get more of a kick out of the Hollywoods that want you to teach them something?
Well, you know what? To answer that question, I would have to tell you this. This was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was conducting one of my weekly classes here I hold every Saturday here in Van Nuys, California, where I hold an artist in residence tenure. And one of the kids said, what is the great, the best class you've ever had? What was the best moment that you ever had in all the world that you've traveled? And I said, the one that I'm doing right now.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer, because when people would ask Denny Terrio the same thing, he always said he taught John Travolta how to dance. He didn't talk about teaching the kids on the corner.
No. The thing is, that was nice of you to say. That's not a great answer. That's the only answer I was able to provide. That was truthful.
Well, I need to thank you for the impact that you're having on oh so many, and the fact that you're representing, you know, the neighborhood here in Chicago that you grew up in, and you went on and you did some incredible things, and I am so glad that you went ahead and made the phone call, because, you know, you could have just said, well, you know, who's the station, who's this guy, we have no idea, but you spent a lot of time with us, and it's going to be a powerful conversation, and I do appreciate it.
Well, great. I hope to visit you again.
That would be very, very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, it's words, it's music. It's Adolfo, Shabba Doo, Quinones. Thanks again.
Peace.
Hang on.
Get ready, fellas. We're coming up tonight and looking real fine. We got everything ready and popping. Let's go.
You want a feng shui? You ready for some Shabba fare?
You know it.
Get on this funk train.
That's right.
Cause we dancing all around the world, baby. We leaving the station in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Take off, baby.
People on the north side,
Feng shui.
people on the east side,
Feng shui.
people on the west side,
Feng shui.
people on the south side.
Let's party, party.
Guys and gals in the club, let's party. Woo. Camel, lock it, shake it, kick it, roll it, drop it, floss it, rock it, step it, flip it, funk it, sway it, roll it, point it, shabba, slay it. Okay now. Gals in New York, pull your skirt up. Gals in Chi-Town, throw your hands up. Gals in Oakland, shake your booty. City of Angels, wanna party?
We like to feng shui. 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 We like to feng shui.
Show you.
We like to feng shui. Drop it, like we rock it, like we pop it. Drop it, like we rock it, like we pop it. Drop it, like we rock it, like we pop it. Drop it like we rock it, like we pop it. Shabba Doo. You got the right moves for this groove. I wanna funk sweat with you. We can mix it up, baby, all night. You got the right attitude. This is the feng shui. This is the feng shui. This is the feng shui. This is the feng shui.
Flip it, baby.
This is the feng shui. 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 Put my skirt up sharper. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put my hands up sharper. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shake my booty sharper. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shake my booty sharper. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Camel, lock it, shake it, kick it, roll it, drop it, floss it, rock it, step it, flip it, funk it, sway it, roll it, point it, shabba, slay it. Camel, lock it, shake it, kick it, roll it, drop it, floss it, rock it, step it, flip it, funk it, sway it, roll it, point it, shabba, slay it. feng shui.
Get ready, fellas. We coming up tonight and looking real fine. We got everything ready and popping. Let's go.
You want a feng shui? You ready for some Shabba fare?
Know it.
Get on this funk train.
That's right.
Cause we dancing all around the world, baby. We leaving the station in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Take off, baby.
People on the north side,
Feng shui.
people on the east side,
Feng shui.
people on the west side,
Feng shui.
people on the south side.
Let's party, party.
Guys and gals in the club, let's party! Woo! Campbell, lock it, shake it, kick it, roll it, drop it, floss it, rock it, step it, flip it, funk it, sway it, roll it, point it, shabba, slay it. Okay now. Gals in New York, pull your skirt up. Gals in Chi-Town, throw your hands up. Gals in Oakland, shake your booty. City of Angels, wanna party?
We like the feng shui. 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 We like the feng shui.
Show you.
We like the feng shui. Drop it like we rock it, like we pop it. Drop it like we rock it, like we pop it. Drop it like we rock it, like we pop it. Drop it like we rock it, like we pop it. Shabba Doo. You got the right moves for this groove. I wanna funk sweat with you. We can mix it up, baby, all night. You got the right attitude. This is the feng shui. This is the feng shui. This is the feng shui. This is the feng shui.
Flip it, baby.
This is the feng shui. 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 Put my skirt up, Shabba. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Put my hands up, Shabba. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shake my booty, Shabba. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shake my booty, Shabba. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Camel, lock it, shake it, kick it, roll it, drop it, floss it, rock it, step it, flip it, funk it, sway it,